Hello everyone, this is Jared from JRod Production Studios, and today I would like to count down my top 10 favorite LEGO Clone Troopers I currently have in my Star Wars collection. Now, I decided ultimately against calling this the best Clone Troopers in my collection, just because that's very subjective, and I did not want to upset everyone for not having the exact same list you would, so I'm simply going to consider this to be my favorite Clone Troopers I have in the collection. If you do enjoy, please go ahead and leave a like and a comment and a subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And go ahead and let me know what your favorite LEGO Clone Troopers you have in your collections are down below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start off by showing you guys number 10 on the list. Now, coming in at the number 10 spot on my list, I had to choose something simple but yet desirable. And I think the Phase 2 Clone Trooper released in 2014 with the Microfighter set is the perfect embodiment of that. It's a rather rare figure. It only came in that one set, and even though it originally sold for $10 in the set, and now goes for about $20 if you're lucky on other sites, so it's a pretty desirable figure, and I hope LEGO knows we want more of these. It just has the simple angry clone head, and it is a very simple figure. It has the same body as the Phase 1 Clone Trooper released at the time as well, and the only thing unique about it is the helmet, but we still haven't seen anything like this, so that's why this had to find a spot on the list. The number 9 spot goes to a figure that was released right around the same time. This is the Phase 2 Commander Gree. I wasn't a huge fan of the first one, but of course the Episode 3 version of Commander Gree is very awesome indeed. And if I recall correctly, I believe this is the only figure that has a unique gray molded helmet. So it is a very interesting figure. I love the camouflage of the figure as well, and he, of course, standard with the times, just has the simple angry clone face. And with the first Phase 1 Clone Trooper on here, I chose the Commander Fox minifigure. Now, this visor does not originally come with it. He just normally had a plain face with I think it came with a gray visor and like a gray rangefinder that you would see standard on the clones from 2008. However, I decided to put that one on there because I think it's more accurate to the show. And I just love this figure, even though I do not really like the character. When I was a kid in 2008 and I just loved when this thing came out, I didn't really know he was a bad clone trooper at the time, so I really liked the figure and I wanted to get it regardless. And I actually got the set for Christmas one year, and he has the clone trooper face from the time. I just really like his Coruscant Guard printing on the body, and the helmet is definitely a nice feature. At number 7, we have a figure that brings back a lot of memories for me. Now, I talked about this in my Why the 501st Battle Pack is Actually Excellent video I made, but this figure really brings back some memories. It was 2013 when I started to get more into Star Wars. Before then, I was just very into City and Creator, and really what brought me out into Star Wars was the Clone Wars. I think it was Season 4 that year, and I just loved this figure to death, and I had to buy the sets that it came in, and yeah, I just love this figure. It has the Clone Trooper helmet, or Clone Trooper head from the time, and I think this is a rather accurate version for the Clone Wars style of the 501st. I love the blue arms, I love the printing, and it reminds me how much I wish the new 501st Trooper had blue arms, but it is an awesome figure. One we can all agree is excellent, and it is very rare and very desirable. At number 6, we have a figure that is actually rather new to my collection now. I've had the Republic Frigate for a long time. I've had a lot of the minifigures for the Republic Frigate, but I have not had this trooper. He was missing from the set when I bought it, so I ended up getting it in a lot. I think I paid about $8 or $9 for it, which was excellent. He comes with a jetpack. He was one of the few figures that comes with the jetpack. This is, of course, a nod to the Season 3 finale when the Clone Trooper first made, I shouldn't say first made its appearance, but had its first major appearance. And of course it has the Clone Wars head from the time as well. I just love the Wolfpack printing. It's always been my favorite battalion, and they did an excellent job with the legs on this thing, with the body, and there's just printing all around that. Really like the sand blue green marking, or sand blue markings on this. At number 5, we have an essential tie because I just cannot pick which one of these two I like more, but it's going to be the captain and the lieutenant. The blue is the lieutenant and the red is the captain, but this figure is just awesome. It comes with the angry clone face, so I think I don't really need to show that. But I just love the figure. I think I like the one with leg printing more than the poly bag that did not have leg printing, but I've always loved the blue and the red and the green and the yellow clone troopers from episode 2 because I was obsessed with that when episode 2 was new. I just loved how the clone troopers had different colors, and I really like this figure. And similar to it, as I mentioned, we have the red captain. It's pretty much the same figure, just in red. So I just love the red and the blue, my favorite colors personally, and I just think the two go together like chocolate and peanut butter. They are just the perfect complementary figures, so kind of an all-around. I know it's kind of cheating to have a number 6 spot or whatever, or number 5 spot that has 2 of them, but I just love both of them, and they are excellent figures. At number 4, I have one that may come as a surprise to some people, but probably not to a lot of my original viewers. Now, this is kind of the clone trooper that built the channel right here. This is the original Phase 1 clone trooper from 2002 with a black head and just a cutout for the visor. And it has the only neck trooper with neck armor, and it's the same body that was used on clone troopers up until about 2010, or the Clone Wars, excuse me, 2008. But it was the standard body and stuff for clone troopers at the time, and I have a lot of these things. I really like this clone. It's rather rare. So just for the reason that this has made such an impact on my YouTube channel, I had to find a way to include this on the list. At number 3, I have one I would argue is the actual all-around best clone trooper on the list. This is the ARC Trooper that came in the Battle Pack from 2012, and it's just an awesome figure. It's got so many additions you would not expect LEGO to put on just one figure for a Battle Pack. It's got a backpack on there. It's got all sorts of cloth additions for the blast comma and the shoulder pauldrons. It's got the little antenna on top as well, as you can see there, and it also came with a visor that you can use instead. It's actually the one I have for Commander Fox. But excellent printing on this thing. I just love this thing. They nailed it. I believe it is actually ARC Trooper Hammer from the Clone Wars Season 2 from the Kamino arc. So I think it is technically a named one, but not a lot of people recognize that. It is just kind of a rather generic ARC Trooper at that. But it is an awesome figure, and realistically one of the best, if not the best, clone trooper ever made. At number 2, you knew it was coming, but it's not quite at the number 1 spot. This is the Captain Rex minifigure, the Phase 2. Now, at the time of this video, this figure is selling for about $100 on eBay and Bricklink. Just because of the Clone Wars Season 7, it is ridiculously expensive. So, if I was not so attached to this thing, I would definitely sell it. I got this for $6 on eBay in 2015, and back then they just were not really that expensive because the set it came in was still kind of on shelves in some places. So it's an awesome figure. I really like this thing. I kind of hope they remake it. I kind of don't. It's just got some unique parts to it, like the kill count on his helmet and on his chest plate and stuff, and the dirt scrubbed on there, and the custom pauldron, or not really custom, but the unique pauldron and the blast comma and such. But I want them to remake it, but I don't want them to at the same time, because I want it to stay rare, but at the same time, I feel like people deserve to have a Phase 2 Captain Rex. It's the most popular clone of all time. And at number 1, we have Commander Wolffe. Now, I just could not pass up making this my number 1. This has been my absolute favorite clone trooper for a very long time, and it's got the same printing as the Wolfpack clone trooper, the plain one that came in the same set, the Republic frigate with it, but it's got a different helmet piece, and interestingly enough, kind of similar to the Captain Rex, it has a unique helmet mold for the, or a unique head mold for the, or not mold, a unique head print, should I say, for a clone trooper, and it's got a scarred eye patch from where Asajj Ventress cut his eye out. He obviously comes with his 2 blaster pistols. I just think they nailed this figure. This is the Season 1 version, not the Season 3 finale version, but I love this thing. I love the Wolffe markings on it. I think they nailed it. It's an awesome figure. It goes for about $50 now. I did not have to pay that much for it. I think I actually got it with the set. But awesome figure, and definitely my personal favorite at the number 1 spot on the list. So here all the figures are in order from 10 to 1, just in case you wanted to see the ones that I chose. These are just my personal favorites because they are the ones that made the biggest impact on what I chose to build in MOCs and what different videos I tried to do, and just would have all around brought meaning to my collection, ones that I've really wanted for a long time that I was eventually able to get, and ones I've just always cherished since I was little. So I really like a lot of these figures here. I like a lot more that I wasn't able to show, unfortunately, just because it's really hard to pick 10 that are my favorites. So let me know what your guys' favorites are in the comment section below, and if you agree with my list in terms of these being the best or favorite ones in my collection. So thank you all for viewing. Be sure to stay tuned for more videos, and of course, guys, the Clone Army video, I have a lot of people asking. That will be coming out in August. I gotta wait till the 501st Battle Pack, of course. So thank you all for viewing. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, guys, have a great day.